this is yours.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's right. After the recording. All right. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hello and welcome to episode 105 of Jobless Weebs. I didn't lag this time. I'm Marco, the Big One Mexican, and with me today,
Brian.
Good to see you, Brian, after 1 week off.
That's right. Yeah, good old sleep. Just ran me over, you know. Crazy.
Like,
crazy.
makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
why am I not healthy? And then, like, oh yeah, like sleepless nights, playing video games, or
yeah.
worrying about life.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know, sleepless nights
Punks you out.
with video games, not bad. It's like, I burn it, I deserve it.
Oh, yes.
Sleepless
yeah.
night, worrying about life is like,
Yeah. That's really unfair. Yeah. Gotta get over that. Sleep a little bit.
but oh boy.
Yep.
How are you now?
I'm doing really good right now, actually. Yeah, doing great. Feel good. Feel rested. And also, I updated my RAM, and my computer now works really well. Baldur's Gate 3, here we come.
Oh boy. Yeah. We
Yep.
started that.
Crushing it. Yeah.
We're trying to be good people, but boy,
we're trying.
the world is not letting
boy.
us.
Yeah, seriously, like, yeah, going to the goblins, finding the drow underneath all of them in like the basement area, and it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna work for me.
Everyone wants to kill you.
Okay.
Or if not, it's like, okay, you're gonna kill this person. Like,
Okay.
but I just came here to ask a question.
Yeah.
Like, can you cure me, please? Like, no, you're gonna kill this person. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Can't wait to continue our multiplayer. Yeah, it's wow.
yeah. It's good to hear that.
Yeah, it's been great. How have you been? Things have been
Yeah,
turning out a little bit.
I might be
you.
having a loss in my assets.
Oh yeah.
Tamagi, my car, it's on her last legs, and I don't have money for that. But I need to replace Tamagi.
Yeah.
So, that's life. A bit like with some other stuff, I finally started working on the stuff that I had been procrastinating. So
Getting more on top of it.
yeah, I'm definitely like, you know, I've been trying to still figure out my schedule because,
Oh really?
you know, ever since I started doing more maps that for Beat Saber, that even though they're kind of private, and by private I mean
like
only me and you
use.
play them.
Right.
Like, even though it's that way, like I still want to like keep doing that. One, because you know, that's our whole selling point for this YouTube channel. Is like, yeah, we have this podcast where we talk about anime, and then we have the Beat Saber, where like we advertise.
Yeah, kind of like promoting.
Our
more
podcast,
anime.
which you know, that on its own could be like its own channel and have its own series of people that follow her.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm too lazy to control two channels, so that's why the both of them are still here.
That's right.
So and I still want to do that on top of being on top of the stuff that I need to get done regarding, you know, my life outside of being a weeb.
Yeah, living situation.
So I think it's looking bright, other than the fact that I have to spend money on a new car, which
definitely,
you know,
it's always a risk with cars. Yeah, cars are like the value just plummets.
That's the only thing that it's you know, taking away years of my life right now.
Oh yeah.
But oh boy.
Dang.
Today, we're not here to worry about cars.
That's right.
At least for the next hour or so.
Ah, yes.
Today, we're gonna have our traditional.
Yeah.
What will we be watching on fall 2023?
Nice. You know, these have really become my highlights in the channel, I think. Like, I really like looking at what's next kind of thing. Seeing seeing what other people are interested in and like really getting hyped.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
I
we
love
have
this one.
kind of like this fresh look at what animes we're interested, or like what they're about, like what people could be attracted to. And, like our other videos are like animes that we've seen, we've liked.
Right.
And it's like, okay, we want to share, but it's like, yeah, this one is like, oh, we're in uncharted territory, all of us. So it's like, let's do these, boys.
Yeah, let's do this.
So yeah, this season we have again like a really good amount of animes returning.
Oh yes,
because you know, like normally fall, winter, those are the seasons that normally the strong animes make a comeback.
Definitely, yeah, really feel it for that.
And we are not gonna cover them fully because you know, because you already know them.
Seasons, yeah.
It's like if it's second season, third season, or part 2 of first season, because I don't know who was the lunatic who thought about like, oh yeah, let's do part 2. But whatever, that's a me problem, I guess.
Oh, I can think of a few anime already. Oh yes, but yeah. Diving into some of the new.
Because I guess like the first one that are always there are like, oh, the returning ones.
Oh yes, yeah.
They're always there, and they're always a hot topic. So we're just gonna talk about them really fast of like what's coming on. Honestly, with a few of them, I have not followed the manga that far yet. So let's just start it.
Let's do it.
Would you make the honors?
Yeah. So right off the bat, we have Spy Family Season 2. Oh boy, we get to see more of Anya and Yor, the Thorn Princess.
Waku Waku.
Oh yeah. Anya, Waku Waku. And of course, Lloyd. And yep, they are back. We're going to see quite a bit more. I am catching up to the manga. I think there have been a few more chapters within the last few months. But yeah, it is a phenomenal, stellar one. We get to see a little bit more about, I don't know if it's going to be as far as the part that I'm thinking of where we see more of Lloyd's background, but we'll definitely see more of their...
Has the anime cover the yacht or like, you know, the cruise portion where we have...
Oh, not yet. That actually...
You think that might be in season 2?
That may be season 2.
That was one of my favorite arcs.
Oh yes, yeah, I really like that one. Yeah, where Yor comes in and totally, she's on her own mission, but of course everyone else is there, and she has to hide everything. Yeah, it's a very funny one. I like that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that.
I think it will be. Yeah, I want to say it might be the end of the second season, but we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, it has enough intensity to be a season finale or the end of season 2 part 1.
Oh, I hope that. Yeah, Spy Family.
Because season 1 has 2 parts, right?
Season 1.
I think it had 2 parts.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think so. Yes. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for this. I love Spy Family.
Anyways, talking about parts.
Oh, yes.
The next one is Dr. Stone New World, which is season 3, part 2. It's like, dear God, why do you do this? It's like, just call it season 4 or why stop at 12 episodes? You should have straight up have done like 24 episodes. It's like, you could have done that. But you know what?
Part 2.
I'm ignorant in regards to the show business in Japan. And I mean, I guess we've only seen parts of it in anime, but this is still the island where the Sois, the Russian ship where Senku's dad was, is located. So they're still battling against the shadow leader of that, you could say that island. And this shadow leader has a device that can turn people into stone. Like the tragedy that happened when the anime first started.
Yeah.
And so this is one of my favorite arcs because now in this second part it's gonna be coming to an end.
Okay.
Senku's, man. Oh man. Not only was he the MVP, like the execution, like he had one of those kind of like Lelouch moments where he was thinking ahead of his enemy. He's like, oh boy, chef kiss for Senku. Definitely one of my favorite animes. I didn't quite like the ending of that, but that's still
I remember
ages from here. This season it's really good. So yeah, I'm expecting good things from this.
We have another returning one of Tokyo Revengers Tenjiko-Hen. This is the 3rd season, and so of course we'll see a lot more about. I actually haven't watched this myself, but there's going to be a lot more.
I just watched the first season. I've heard in with the fandom that a lot of people like just telling me like, oh, it gets really interesting on these chapters. Like, man, that's a lot of chapters in.
Okay, interesting. We'll see how this goes in third season.
Yeah, one day, it's like I don't know. The main character just pisses me off.
Oh, really?
So
gotcha.
I get I mean, he has natural reactions to what's going on his life, but at the same time, he's like, dude, it's an anime. Get on with the script. Don't be a Shinji.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
But anyways, the next one, I'm expecting for this one. It's Sousou no Frieren. This is a really good anime. It has a manga adaptation. It's produced by Madhouse. Madhouse.
Yeah.
They are really good at this.
They're top.
So the story takes place after the hero group has defeated the demon lord. It's this hero, he's a human. He has all the cliche stuff that you would find in an anime hero for like a power fantasy. We have a cleric, also human, and we have a fighter, which I think is a dwarf, and we have a wizard, which is Frieren, and she's an elf. She has been alive for more than 1,000 or more than 2,000 years already.
Oh yeah.
And so human life for her, it's feeble, it's passing, it's something quick.
Yeah.
Like she has no desire to learn about people because they're like, well, like they just live for a few years, like 70 years, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so the story takes place after they have defeated the demon lord. Like there's the party, then everyone goes their separate ways. Then they meet again to stargaze.
Yeah, meteor shower.
Yeah, like a meteor shower, and everyone else is old now, except for her. I mean, she's old already, but an elf. And they're like, "Oh, this is beautiful." And it's like, and they're just like, reminiscing about the good times.
Yeah.
And then the next time that they meet again is when the hero dies.
Yeah.
And so she's there, and everyone's crying, and she's not crying, and everyone is like,
it's like, why is she?
Yeah, like everyone is like, who does this girl think she is? Not crying for the hero. It's like
Stone Cold or something.
Yeah, and she's like, damn, like I feel that, like I can still hear you. And so like little by little she starts getting interested in life, I would say.
Yeah.
Like life, making connections. Like not with humans, but just like making connections with people.
Yeah.
And she takes as an apprentice a girl that was originally the cleric apprentice, and then she also takes as an apprentice the corrupt priest that would always be drinking.
Yeah.
And then she also takes as an apprentice the apprentice of the warrior, the dwarf. And they're both kids. Both of them are kids, like 16, 17 years old.
Oh yeah.
And they start making a journey, the same journey that that she did with the hero party. She starts making the same journey with them to the Demon King Castle, because they want to find out kind of like the afterlife, and there's kind of like a legend that the afterlife it's somewhere, kind of like an entrance is really close to where the Demon King castle was. And throughout the whole story, she's just, as they're passing by through a town, she's like, oh, I stopped by a town with the hero party, and the hero told me this. And you can like start falling in love with the hero. Because the hero is like, you think that he's like just a douche, kind of like a, power hungry, OP character, but no, the dude is a lamb. Because he's like, he has a crush on Frieren, and from time to time he's like a bit of a pervert, but it's kind of like this wholesome pervert, and also this wise guy that just tells Frieren like, hey, you know what? I want to see you happy, and next time that you come through here, like I want you to take a look at this and admire it and appreciate life and this, and she's like, yeah, whatever. And so when they return, she's like, oh, that's what he meant. And yeah, like the whole time you're like, oh, freaking hero, like why did you die? Because every chapter they start with, it's been X amount of years since the hero died. And he's like, oh boy, why do you have to remind me that?
Wow.
So yeah, it's really good. It's a good balance between, fighting scenes, slice of life episodes. And yeah, the story where the manga is right now, I think it's been, close to 100 years since the hero died. No.
Wow.
No, I'm 30 years. Sorry.
Oh,
30 years. 30 years since the hero died.
Gotcha. Since the hero died.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, no, that's a lot. Yeah, 30 years since the hero died.
Yeah, so all in all, it's like close to 100 years since she was in the hero's party.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But oh boy. Yeah, really good story. I'm really looking forward to that.
Very awesome. Ooh, we have another returning anime, Saihate no Paladin, the Faraway Paladin, Season 2. I haven't looked into the manga myself. I mostly just looked into the anime.
I looked a little bit.
Okay.
The manga adaptation doesn't have a lot of chapters.
Really?
Originally it's a light novel.
Right.
But
light novel.
I liked the first season. I think it was okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's an isekai.
Yep. And I don't think I think he still hasn't told them of his previous life,
or about his roots, that he was basically raised by undeads.
True. Yep. Yeah, I still remember him being at the undead place, and man, that was an interesting upbringing.
Yeah,
like all in all, because it's the wizard, the undead skeleton guy, and then the priestess undead. I think just those three.
Yeah, and the priestess was like the mom. The skeleton barbarian was the dad, and the other one like the wizard, granddad.
Yeah. He is kind of like the granddad because he has that overarching, kind of like the bigger picture type of thing of what's going on, and of course with him growing up. But yeah, we'll see more of them. I definitely have no idea what to expect, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay, yeah, the next one, boy, it's a hard one. So when I was checking out of this, like there's a manga adaptation as well. So it just has tags as historical, medical. They should add like a seinen tag, because this is a messed up one. Like from the looks of it, it looks really colorful, like really kind of like pulling you in, but it's a really messed up one because it's historical, and it seems that they're really trying to make it really accurate historically in a lot of parts. So the anime is called the Apothecary Diaries, or Kasuriya no Hitorigoto. And it's about this girl. I forgot it. Mao Mao. Yeah. Mao Mao, which I think in Chinese is cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mao is,
Oh,
I think it's cat in Chinese.
Okay.
She is a 17-year-old girl who was kidnapped in the red light district of China and was sold to the imperial court of, the Chinese Empire. And she wasn't even sold to be a concubine. She was like sold to be a servant. And back at the time, people outside, the noble faction, the peasants.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They were poor.
Yes.
They were really poor. So sometimes they could sell their daughters to the imperial court, and the imperial court would pay them, and then they would also pay kind of like an stipend in addition to kind of like a wage. And at this time, the emperor, he abolished slavery, but people is nasty, so they found ways around it. And she was technically sold as a slave because he's like, oh yeah, this is my daughter from my family. We're gonna sell it to you because we need money. And so, like, some of the people that she's able to befriend, some of the higher ups, and they're like, wait, you were sold? Like, you were kidnapped? And she was like, yeah. But slavery was abolished. Like, this shouldn't happen. And she's like, well, it did.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you want me to do? He's like, because she is this fragile girl, but here's a catch with her. Mm-hmm. She loves medicine. She loves experimenting on herself with medicines. She has she has her arms like bands, like bandage around them, because she has like burns and all kind of creepy stuff.
Dang.
Because all the experiments that she has done on herself just to check about medicine. And the other thing is that back in that time, medicine was only allowed for men to practice it. So she's at the same time breaking taboo. And her dad was a doctor, but he was basically expelled because he did a C-section on the emperor's wife, and because he left, a scar, which at the same time, C-sections back at the time, I think some of the early C-sections were performed in China.
Oh, really?
And yeah, China and Europe. I think I did read a little about it, but like because he left, a scar. For starters, his dad was like a regular doctor, but to treat the queen, he had to become a eunuch. And fun fact that I didn't know about eunuchs.
Yeah.
They don't have their little friend.
Oh, yeah.
And they also even tell that. He's like, oh yeah, eunuchs, they cannot have children because they
just don't have.
They just cut it. It is like, man, it's like, I thought this was going to be like, a lighthearted life of life. No, that like it talks about like really serious stuff. Like prostitution, like the red light district, slavery, really messed up stuff. Which is like, damn, like if that's history. Because that's history.
Oh, right. It's history.
Man, history was so messed up.
Oh, it is messed up. Yeah.
So it's a really good one. But watch at your own discretion. Like,
absolutely.
It's not exactly graphic.
Oh, sure.
But it does touches these really
heavy topics. Definitely seinen material then.
Yeah.
Okay. Mature audiences. Ooh. So this upcoming one, we have Keikenzumi na kimi to Keikenzero na ore ga otsukiai suru hanashi. Man, what a long title. Do you know the English? Do you know the translation of that one? Oh man, if I had known it wasn't there, I would have pulled that up.
No.
Let's see.
I actually didn't have time to check this one out. Did you?
Okay. Oh, yeah. It's our dating story, the experienced you and the inexperienced me. So, if I remember this right, I read the manga like a month ago, though.
Okay.
So it's been a while. I didn't like review it recently for the recording. This one, I think it's pretty similar to another anime that I watched.
It kind of reminds me, My First Girlfriend is a Gal.
Yeah, like that one. Yes. This one, I think, actually, no, very, very similar.
Okay.
Now that you mentioned it, yeah.
I like that one. It was fun.
Yeah. Oh yes, absolutely. I'm always a big fan of stories with gals, so give it a try. And yeah, it is pretty similar to that one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cover the three of the following real fast.
Yeah, real fast.
It's Kanojo no Kanojo second season. It's really this garbage story that we all love about a guy who had a girlfriend.
Yep.
And then there was this other girl who confessed to her, and he was like, "I'm gonna ask my girlfriend if she lets me be with you." And they start living together.
Oh,
and then this other girl that is a streamer, stuff happens, and it's like, "Oh, you know what? We should be dating because no one says no to me." And then he ends up with 3 girlfriends, and then the best friend of the first girlfriend apparently also has a crush on him. And
oh boy,
it's just a dumpster on fire.
It is.
Yet it's a better story than Rent a Girlfriend. So
yeah, I agree on you there, which is saying something.
It says a lot. Yes. Right. The second one is The Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent Season 2 or Seiju no Mariku wa Bano desu. Second season. This is a really wholesome one.
It is wholesome.
Yeah, I love the first season. It was really chill.
Yeah.
It was about this 20-something-year-old girl that was isekai'd with another girl, and everyone thought like that the younger girl was the same, but no, it turns out that she is the saint.
Yep.
But she just wants to chill. She just wants to make, medicine and potions.
Yeah.
And there's kind of like the start of a romance with the captain of the knights. And
it's very sweet romance too.
I really like that.
He comes over and yeah, it's just such a beautiful one.
Yeah, and the other kind of like honorable mention really fast, it's Mahotsukai no Yome Season 2 or The Ancient Magus Bride Season 2. Part 2, god damn it.
Season 2, Part 2. Oh man.
So
another one of them.
Yeah, Season 1, Season 1 and Season 2, Part 1, how I hate saying that, were really good. They're a bit, it says shonen, but I would categorize it more as a seinen, a bit on the dark side.
Yeah, with some of the developments.
Some of the themes is like Chise is going to this school for not wizards. It's I forgot the word, but no, it's wizards. Because we have magicians, which are like naturally born with magic, and wizards that used machines or any other sort of medium to channel magic. And she was invited to this university for wizards after she has 2 curses right now, or 3. I mean, one of her curses is that herself, just like the way she is, was a curse. Then she has another curse on her eyes from an enemy from Season 1 that now it doesn't allow her to die. And now she has a dragon arm that is killing her every time. So now kind of like 2 of the curses are canceling out each other. And it's kind of it's not. I don't have enough time to explain all of that in like 2 minutes.
And that's not even to mention anything else.
Yeah, I'm not mentioning anything else on the plot. So once it's over, we can probably have an episode about it. But yeah,
sounds good. I would like to. Undead Unluck. Oh boy, are we gonna go crazy?
I think this is one of the hottest ones that a lot of people is waiting for.
Yes, this is a hot topic one. This one is just out of this world. Like, Okay, so when I read the manga, it was a really strange beginning where it's like a chapter 0 and then a chapter 1, but I'll give the gist of it. So there's this girl. She's like near some train tracks or something. Once again, chapter 0 and chapter 1 are like the same thing but different details and stuff.
Okay.
The anime, I'm gonna guess, is gonna follow chapter 1. But anyway, so she's wanting to die. She's like super depressed. She thinks she's better off dead. And then this random guy shows up at this site where she wants to, like, off herself. He basically gets in her way and like touches her and then has a huge stroke of bad luck. But like when the dust settles and stuff, she comes up to him. He's not dead.
Okay.
He's like his head regenerates. Even though he's decapitated. So he explains to her, like, hey, I'm an undead. I won't die. And she's like, oh, freaking zombie. He gets insulted by that. Because he's like, no, like, zombie infested, terrible, gross smelling. I'm not that. Like, I'm just undead. I can't die. And she's like, she explains, hey, like, I'm super unlucky.
With class. God damn it.
Exactly. Yeah. And she says, like, hey, I'm unlucky. Like, if anybody touches me, they have a stroke of bad luck, like, resulting in death. And he's like, whoopee, like, I want to, like, hug you and whatnot. and like,
let's be friends.
Let's be friends. Exactly. Yeah. Like, he sticks with her. And he even starts holding her, trying to find out, like, how long does it take for him to get a huge amount of unluck to really, like, die and stuff. And yeah, it's just gnarly. Some other things happen. There's an organization of these negators. They're like powerful beings that go against the natural order of the world.
Okay.
And there are multiple different ones. And they come after the two of them basically to off them. But she comes in and basically
touches them.
Well, no, actually, in fact, the undead, he touches her. And then because of that, when he goes back to the sword-wielding guy, then the unluck strikes and totally obliterates all of them. So yeah, it's just a cheat power because he can't die because of it. Literally a meteorite comes down and hits them, and yeah, she just like runs away after giving him a peck on the cheek, and that like triggers the meteorite. So yeah, it's just gnarly. It's insane.
Call about
Have
good
fun
bad
with
luck.
it. Yeah, talk about bad luck. So yeah, Undead Unluck. It's gonna be a really funny one, really wacky one.
Okay.
Yep.
We have the part 2 of Dead Mount Dead Play. Season 1 ended with a cliffhanger. So we ended up knowing about like how the people from the other world might be able to come to Earth. This is a reverse isekai one.
Yep.
And yeah, just wait for that one.
Like part 2.
I really like the ending of the first season. I even made a Beat Saber map about it. So it was like
yeah. Great.
Okay.
The 100 Girlfriends
Okay,
one.
I haven't read this one, but the title, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh yes.
I'm just gonna click on it on the title.
Oh yes.
It says the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really 5 reallys.
Oh god.
Really. Oh, really love you.
Really?
Or Kimi no koto ga daisuki. Nah. I forgot how to say 100, but 100 nin no kanojo. Okay,
Oh my gosh. Like
I'm not even
girlfriend to the max. Okay,
yeah,
next.
this is like girlfriend on steroids.
Steroids, yeah. Like yeah. So the next one,
harem parody, like my God.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Of course. So we have Hamatsu no Aokoku, or the Kingdoms of Ruin. This one, it really stood out to me in a really messed up way because of all the scenes where witches get blown apart to literal bits. So
seriously?
Yeah. So let's dive in. So this one, there's this guy. Well, kind of like the overall part is that the world is changing. There's basically a kingdom, and science is having a boom. Like science is taking off, and to the point where they're getting rid of like the old way of doing things, and the old way of doing things, witches, and the people get to the point where they think the world's advancements are like either being impeded or being threatened by these witches. Either way, they're to the point where, or anyway, they're to the point where they want to off all the witches and just like eradicate them. So witch hunts. And this one, there's this guy who is kind of like being taught by a witch. It's a really sad beginning where the witch, Chloe, she's captured and she's literally just like blown apart, and he has to like watch. But it's she basically tells him, hey, like be happy or like live your life kind of thing, where she like looks up and over at him smiling, but
be happy and then boom.
Yeah, just boom. Yeah.
Freak.
Just, oh man, yeah, literally. But he's taken off to like prison because he's like affiliated with the witches, and he escapes. It's really, really weird. And because like the military people, they have like certain things that they can do, but then the witches have an ace in the hole on the moon. And then, well, anyway, things happen where he also doesn't really go into like what the witches are doing either. Well, this story is going to be a really odd one. We'll see how they animate it, because dang, like the stills where this one witch
Things is gory, so they might actually put that.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, like one scene, I'm just gonna describe real quick. There's this one witch a little bit later where he meets, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna help you. I know a way to revive Chloe. And he's like, seriously? Like, tell me. Well, anyway, not quite to that effect, but when she was about to tell him, her whole side gets obliterated by a huge, massive bullet. Or like, it just like took off her arm and parted her side. And gosh, yeah.
Like one of those like shotgun shells that are...
I don't even know what it was. Like, it didn't make any sense to me, because it's like she shot from like a regular gun, from what I saw, but the bullet just tore off her whole side. It was really sick, gross. Yeah, I was like, oh, am I good to actually read this? I don't know.
Like definitely don't watch it at night.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Boy, we have a follicular.
Another follicular.
Grunge.
Oh, dude.
I think this is the third one, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had follicular, alternate, and progressive. Yeah.
Oh, this is the fourth.
Grunge. Pretty exciting. Yeah.
Yeah,
unless I'm missing any, but yeah.
I've never really understood this story, but it seemed cool. And you know the soundtracks at the end.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Really, oh boy, those ones were awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Like the pillows, they just knock it out of the park. Yeah, follicular.
So yeah, follicular. It's, I guess, a famous one within like a certain circle of of anime fans, because a lot of them are like, I don't get it. It's like, dude, you don't have to get it.
Oh,
like,
no.
you feel it.
Yeah, freaking, yeah, you do have to kind of like feel it. Oh man, it's a crazy one.
Oh boy. I want
to cover Ragna Crimson real quick.
All right, go ahead.
So Ragna Crimson, this is a really like, whoa. It is, so this character reminds me of Emiya from Fate Stay Night.
Okay.
Just that whole idea of the that idea of him becoming Archer.
Oh.
Okay, this one reminds me of that idea. But Ragna Crimson, we go into this world where dragons run amok, and there are dragon hunters who basically kill dragons. I'm not sure whether or not like just adventurers, quote unquote, but they're dragon hunters. There's this little girl that is like the top dragon hunter, and she's literally like, I don't even know how old she's supposed to be, but she's younger than 16.
Okay.
She's like 13, maybe. But she's the best for some reason. And the strongest one. To the point that she's better than even all the other adults that are dragon hunters, even. So this guy, Ragna, he's her second. Basically like a helper. He's not even really a bona fide dragon hunter himself. Everyone makes fun of him wherever they go. Everyone recognizes her. Nobody recognizes him. But the thing is, he goes out every night and trains. For some reason, he gets visions where she gets obliterated. Another scene where she gets like torn apart by all these dragon talons or something. It's really nasty, but he just knows it's about to happen. And when he gets to this part where he knows she's about to die, he is like drawn into some sort of vision or something, or we see an old Ragna, really, really old, with like scars, and he's like really battle worn, and he looks really ripped and strong. He's like, if only like I had the power back then. And you see Ragna like on the ground, like, oh, if only I have the power like right now to like save her, because I know she's gonna die. Like, I can't like live through this world if that happens, if she dies. So he gets his power from his old self and wakes up.
All ripped?
All ripped, yeah. And he has some sort of like silver sword ability, silver aura, like silver martial arts. He goes ham on these dragons. So it's like his old self possessing his younger self and just like rewriting the past, but the present for him. I guess, kind of like, really, really weird idea. Check it out. We see a few other things happen, like him and the girl that develops or not develops, depending on how you see it. But then we see Crimson, who's the like top dragon king. Really interesting. So yeah, I'll definitely try it out. It's gonna be
nice.
It's gonna be.
It sounds really good. I kind of want to try it.
Yeah, for sure. Like time travel is really odd, but this one might handle it okay since he has the power. He has like no memory. Well, no, he has some memories, but not like story breaking time travel, which is appreciative. Yeah.
This one sounds interesting.
It
Ojo
does.
Turaken-kun kind of reminds me of Nisekoi.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
But I guess this time it's a little backwards.
Like backwards. Yeah.
Though in Nisekoi, both of them were children of mafia.
Right. Yeah. In this one, he's. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that he's the Yakuza boss. He's 26. Yeah. And the kicker is he comes to high school with her.
Yeah.
Posing as a high school student.
I mean,
it's so silly.
That's a bit of messed up. But, it's like, okay, it's, the high school girl and then one of the goons of your granddad. It's like... I wish it could be like the Yakuza, the babysitting Yakuza.
Oh yes,
which that was wholesome, but this one is like, oh boy, it's like Mashi Mash.
Right, yeah, because he definitely is a playboy. Yeah, and she, poor girl, has a huge crush on her. So under Ninja, this story is going to be for the degenerates. So we had this ninja who is kind of out of his luck. He is a NEET. He's unemployed, not going to school, but apparently he's 16 years old, even though he looks like he's 36.
Man.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. And he lives at an apartment and degeneracy ensues. Like, and it's not even really him. Like, it's this other guy, and there's this old guy, like a middle-aged guy from around the apartment, and it's just wacky. It's just weird. I haven't really found a plot in it.
Okay.
Like from the manga, how far I've read, but I mean, there are some things that are happening. Like a Russian is trying to join the ninjas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, check it out if you like ninjas.
Oh man, we have so many anime this season again.
Oh yes, there are a lot.
Yeah, there are a few of them that I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
We will not cover them because I did not have to look at them, and I don't really want to, just read.
Oh yeah,
so
want to try.
Yeah,
anime.
When the time comes, probably like before the actual episode, we're like, hey, I found this. Like, I actually started checking it out, and it's pretty good.
There you go. Yeah,
but
that happens
one that I did check out.
Yeah.
The Tearmoon Teikoku Monogatari. Let's see what's Tearmoon Teikoku Monogatari Dantodai Kara Hashimaru Hime no Tensei Kyakuten Story. Oh boy. Tearmoon Empire. Which I'm pretty sure that all of that
does not translate into that. No way.
But I don't know Japanese, so who am I to say?
Oh.
So this is this is not exactly an Otome story, because this is the story of a villainess, but she's not exactly in an Otome story. So it's not an isekai, which is fresh. I really loved it.
That is.
It's originally a light novel. But isekais with these villainesses is like a good person, like a good girl, like reincarnates into this villain, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do terrible stuff," and they're like, engulfed with guilt, saying like, "Oh no, I'm gonna do this terrible stuff, and I gotta be stopped."
Yeah.
But somehow,
or be good to overwrite that.
As the plot like goes further and further in the story, they're just like really nice people, and everyone is falling in love with them, and it's like,
right.
This one though, so, oh boy, this is Princess Mia. She is the princess of the Tearmoon Empire. The manga / like novel, and soon enough, the anime will start with her execution, the old Marie Antoinette way, the guillotine.
Very nice.
So she is 20 years old, I believe, 20 or 20-something years old when this happens. And it's because, the country went to crap. And the prince of another country and also a low noble from that empire just started this insurrection and this hate towards her. And she's like, why does people hate me? I'm just a princess. I had nothing to do with it. And so she gets beheaded. And then she wakes up again as a 14-year-old girl. And she's like, what just happened? And so she's like, I'm alive. And so she has this old diary that has the story of how everything went to crap. Because surprisingly enough, she wrote about it like, oh yeah, this thing happens. I don't care. Ha ha ha. And also when she was about to die, like, oh yeah, this person is like it's the one that like got me in the guillotine, or like, oh, this maid. Even though like I was really bad with her, she was loyal to me. And she also has these flashbacks of the future, I guess, when she was in prison, or like how everything came to be. And this is the thing that really stands out, because with all the other villainesses, they're really good people, and they're like they're just doing good.
Yeah.
With her,
Katarina,
she's the same garbage person. She just doesn't want to experience the guillotine again.
Oh man, it's the
because like deep down, what she wants to avoid is the guillotine. So she's really working hard to either like avoid the guillotine or find a way away from the guillotine. And it's really fun because Guillotine-kun appears a lot of times.
Really?
Whenever she's like doing something, he's like, I feel Guillotine-kun like breathing right next to me, and Guillotine-kun like on her imagination is like, hi.
That's so good.
And so yeah, like everyone thinks that she has this change of heart, and like, oh, this brat that didn't appreciate food, because it's like, she's like, oh, I don't like tomatoes, and it was like the chef is like, oh, but this took me like 3 days because the recipe is really hard and really expensive to make. And she's like, really expensive? Exactly how much? This much. And then she has like a flash forward of like when she didn't even get to eat sometimes when she was incarcerated.
Okay.
And she was like, okay, I'll try it, because she was really picky, and then like, okay, I'll try it. And she was like,
I see.
This is delicious. Thank you so much. And the chef is like, did I do something?
Oh, wow.
He's like, wait, she said thank you?
She said thank you to me? But all in
and also like with the maids, like one of the maids that always like stuck around her, she's like, oh, and she was really clumsy, and he's like, I remember you, like you are the one who was good with me in the previous life. I'm gonna make you the head maid, and you're gonna be my personal maid. And everyone is like, but she's an idiot. She's like, I don't care. She's with me. She's loyal. And
wow.
And sure enough, like she is like head over heels, like not in a Yuri way.
Oh, yeah, all right.
She's head over heels. Yeah. Like the maid is head over heels with the princess. She's like, the princess is such good nature. And there's some other like politicians that when she was a kid didn't have a lot of power, but they actually helped a lot in bringing her back to justice. So she was like, no, I'll listen to them first, And so
Okay.
she gets close to them, and everyone is like, no, this guy's crazy. Like, he's a
Wow.
nobody. It's like, wait, the princess called them? And like, oh, the princess wanted to discuss his ideas? And then like she starts being like so creative, or that's what everybody thinks, that she's thinking ahead.
Yeah.
But one thing is like, well, she has kind of like a cheat, saying like, oh, because I didn't do this happened. So she's starting to do, a lot of things opposite.
Yeah.
Like she meets the prince and the low noble that will be like their main nemesis. And the reason why they were their main nemesis in the previous life was because she was a brat.
Yeah,
and because she was a beep.
Gotcha.
But now in here, she's trying to, avoid them at all cost. And she's being nice. And everyone is like, oh, the princess of the Tearmoon Empire, she's such a lamb. She's such a good person. And these persons are also like,
wow,
kind of like enamored with her. Cause they're like, oh, she's really good. I really like her. I want to spend more time with her. And she's like,
oh, right. Because she doesn't want to be at risk of having even the threat of guillotine.
So yeah, it's a really fun story. I really liked it because it's like, she's the same garbage person. Like the only thing is like that thing hurts like hell. So I don't want to go with it again.
Right.
So that was the funny part.
That's really funny, man. Wow. Okay, so we have an anime called Dekuboko Majuno Ayoko Jijo.
Oh, I remember this garbage.
Yeah, this is okay. So here's the premise. Here's the setup. So there's this wizard, lily wizard. She's hundreds and hundreds of years old. She lives in a forest and she finds a human baby, just abandoned. She's like freaking out, not sure what to do. She just eventually decides, I'll go ahead and take care of this human baby. And several years passed. Now the human baby is a 16-year-old who's very well endowed.
Like body proportion looks well enough for like a 20-something year old.
Oh, indubitably, easily. And so when they go to town, they talk with some like vendor or some store owner, and they're talking, and he's like, oh yeah, like what about like, oh, are you treating the apprentice well? And then the human girl responds, oh yeah, like the apprentice has a lot to learn, but
she's referring to herself,
and so like a lot of people have a misunderstanding. Is like, oh yeah, it's actually switched. I mean, boy, and
a lot of like it's just fan service.
Yeah, a lot of
silliness.
Yeah, it's just pure chaos. Just like a lot of slice of life stuff. They have their friend witches who they are well acquainted with, and it's just purely from that. It's pure silliness.
Yeah. Oh boy. No. That's a disaster.
Yes. Oh, it sure is.
Boy. So the other one that I wanted to talk about is this one. It's called Boukensha ni naritai to Mijako ni Deteita Musume ga S rank. I don't know how you say S rank. I guess S rank. Ni narita. And it's the story about this old adventurer. So he was raised on this village, and he was like, he had this dream. So this is a fantasy one, no isekai, so like power fantasy one, straight up. And he had this dream of like, becoming an adventurer. But he went out to the city and he had an accident and he lost a leg. So he didn't even make it as an adventurer. I think he was still rank E or D, something like really low.
That's really low, yeah.
So like defeated, he came back to the village and started being a handyman, started, acting also as a protector from like beasts in the forest. And so, one day he found a girl, a black-haired girl. And also for some reason in here, no one has black hair. So this girl was really rare.
An oddity, yeah.
And so a lot of years have passed. I think 16 years have passed. The girl decided that she wanted to be an adventurer, and she in fact became an adventurer. She left when she was like 12 years old to the city, and now 5 years after, she's like the top adventurer. She's called the black hair princess or some war princess or something like that.
Okay.
And she has this obsession with her dad. Not in a weird way, in a healthy daughter-father way. Okay. And she's really good, and everyone is like, "Oh, she's really good," and she's been wanting to visit back the village to see his dad, but like things are coming up, and she just gets really mad. It's like, seriously, like, can I just take my vacation? And everyone's like, but we need you. He's like, I'm gonna kill those guys, and then I'm gonna kill you if I don't get to go to my. But she's kind of like the side character. Because the main character is the dad. The dad is this red-haired dude just chilling there. But he's really good. He taught his daughter how to fend for herself, and never once the daughter was able to land a hit on him. Which makes it a little problematic. Because the daughter, she's like, I'm the daughter of the red ogre of this village, and everyone is like,
all right, they're like,
wait, you have a dad? And like, I've never been able to beat him. And it's like, everyone is like,
the red ogre,
like the red ogre. It's like
they lose their minds.
So like a lot of things happen, and somehow some of these people get to the village and it's like, are you the red ogre? And he's like, no, my name is insert name. And he's like, no, you're the red ogre. And he's like, whatever, dude. And so a lot more people like, oh, the red ogre. It's like, seriously, where is these people coming from? And then it's like, oh, the daughter was. And she's like, would you please stop doing that? But the thing is that the dude, it's really good. Like, some people start challenging him, his own daughter challenging him, and they can still like best him. He's still like he has the basics like ingrained really, really good, and he's really strong. And everyone is like, hey, you could be like an S adventurer. Like, and he was like, no, I was an E adventurer, like I lost my leg. And so the story unfolds a little bit. Turns out that there are these homunculi that a wizard created, and these homunculi had a really strong attachment to their creator, the wizard. But the wizard is long gone, and these homunculi have gone nuts and berserk because they don't have the one they love. And it is told that, these homunculi / demon lords can bring a lot of powers to people that can actually manage to handle their powers or great calamity. And the daughter fights with one of these homunculi. The dad also, fight with one of these. And like the story progresses a little bit in which a lot of things are revealed regarding how the daughter was left alone in the place where he found her. In regards with these homunculi, like how she's connected, and also it's just dude, being a cool dad.
Yes.
and you know, being the savior of the village and being the savior in general, because every place he goes, he's a natural leader, and everyone is like, "Ah, the red ogre saved us," and he's like, "Would you please stop?" Because yeah, this dude is like a middle-aged man, like 40 or 50 something.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah, I'm not cut out for this, and you know, you have a lot of silly portions where like there's this family of nobles that are saved by him, and the oldest daughter is like, "Oh, I want you to marry me," and the daughter is like, "We'll see if you're worthy."
Okay.
So
fantastic.
So yeah, it's pretty well balanced with comedy and heavy stuff and plot wise. So
Very
yeah, I really
nice.
like it. I really want to watch this one.
Ooh, yeah. Very excited.
So this one last anime, it's kind of creepy. As far as the art goes, not a big fan.
Sure.
It looked a bit Western, to be honest.
Okay.
And also, so the mangaka is the same person that did Don't You Know I'm Sakamoto?
Yeah.
So you can see like Sakamoto, like in this manga, a lot of it. You know, the Sakamoto doing some insane crap, like sitting on air or those type of shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
It's happening here in Migi to Dali.
Oh boy.
So Migi to Dali, they are adopted, or I would say one of them is adopted by a couple of like kind of like old people.
Yeah.
And so they could never have children, so they decided to adopt, and they have this boy Migi, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be your new family. Here's your room. Here's everything. Like, enjoy yourself." And he gets a package. It's a huge box, and everyone is like,
"Oh no,
we'll help you." Like, no, I'll take care of it. And he's like, "Okay, do you want us to help you like set up your room?" He's like, no, don't worry, Mom, Dad, I got it. And they're like,
"Oh boy,
oh, he called me Mom, he called me Dad." He's like, "Okay, take your time, son."
Oh, if only they knew.
So in the box, there's another person. It's Dali, his identical twin.
Oh,
and so they start setting up like the room, and they're like, "Hey, son, how are you?" Like, "Wow, you're really fast." And it's like, "Yeah, Mom."
Oh wow.
And so like it's kind of creepy in the style because you know, it's this guy that it's actually two guys that are living one life, and so they're
okay.
And there's one reason of why they got adopted there, and it's because they are actually looking for someone that it's related to their past and to their actual family. So sadly, I didn't cover a lot of chapters, but in the few chapters that I read, it's like they think that like everyone is out to get them. Like especially you know they think that their adoptive parents like are kind of like planning something like Machiavellicus. And they're like, "Oh no, we will kill them before everything happens." Like, they use really strong words, and they're like, the parents are like, "Oh, we got your bike," and he's like,
and they're like, "Oh yeah,
thank you, thank you, yeah."
Seriously,
and they're like, the parents are really wholesome, and they're just like, you know, a part of me thought that this was kind of like a representation of the right and the left brain hemispheres, because one of them is really logic. The other one is really like creative, really emotional.
Okay, right.
And it's just both of them working as one.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I was not a really big fan of the art, but the story seems really good. It's only, I think, 40 chapters, so I think that it can be completely adapted.
Yeah.
Or unless they want to do a freaking part 1 and part 2.
It's mainstream now. Part 1, part 2. Well, okay. I mean, it sounds like a pretty compelling story where there's a little bit of mystery, a little bit of like under the hand, under the table type stuff. Yeah. Very intriguing.
So yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Other from that, we still have some
Yeah,
other
a few
slice
more.
of life, like shoujo. So like we have another Captain
Sports.
Tsubasa back. Another isekai that it's ridiculous that I can't believe I read like 40 chapters of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Really?
honestly.
Okay.
We have some other good ones that we will not cover because we didn't get the chance to watch it. But again, in some other
we'll
later
try it
episode, we're
out.
like, hey, I happened to stumble across these ones.
Yeah,
Or we might as well do an episode on those
Yeah.
once the season's over.
that's right. That's right.
We also have
Some
a
good
few
ones.
movies that,
Yeah.
sadly, freaking movies, they're not
They
going to be
don't
here
come out.
until 1 or 2 years after.
Yep.
But
Until
those
the year,
movies
so.
are going to be Spy and Family.
Yeah,
Code
Code
White.
White. Yeah. I'm so excited for this because, like, we don't really have much information, but it's in December, late December, so probably continuation. So we're gonna go pretty far into the story. I love it.
Yeah, we also have about Seishin Butayaro wa Randeseru Girl no Yume wo Minai, or Rascal Does Not Dream of a
Knapsack.
Ganspad Kid.
Oh,
I
Knapsack.
guess it's not a Bonnie Girl Senpai anymore.
Oh yeah,
But,
they're mini.
I mean, I love
I
that
would have
series.
to-
I thought the series ended with the movie, and I loved the movie. It was great. So a new thing here. It's like, I'll welcome it.
Yeah, Knapsack.
And we also have another movie for Katarina, the Otome game no Hametsu Flagshika na Akajoko Rejo ni Tensei.
Let's go.
Yeah, Katarina, like
Katarina. Oh my
the
gosh.
best protagonist that I haven't found an anime of any other character that has a harem and a reverse harem.
That's right.
She's the only one so far.
And she is just so pure.
Yeah.
She just puts off the best vibes ever.
Yeah, and
Everybody
she's
becomes her
also voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, which is the voice actress of Shadow from Is the Oriole Rabbit?
Yes.
Shadow-san.
Very nice.
So, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking
Love
forward
it.
to that one.
Yep. Goes in Panzer.
Girls and Panzer.
That's the next
Yeah, that's part 4 that we talk about. And
Exciting.
yeah.
It's good to see.
Another one, Digimon 002, that I think is probably when they're grown up. They did that with Digimon Adventure 3. So probably they're doing that with Digimon Adventure 02.
Gotcha.
Man, we have a lot of movies.
We do. A whiskey movie. I don't know what this bunny movie is.
Oh, and it's PA Works.
PA Works, yeah. This one, I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, we're already
it's
sucker
just-
for PA Works. So.
Yes, PA Works, just, I'm a huge fan.
Oh boy, but
Yeah,
that
it's
was
gonna be
it.
a
Like, we definitely
killer
skip a
season.
lot more animes than
We did,
we normally do.
yeah. We did, yeah. We dived into some of the ones that we are looking forward to. Let us know of any ones that you're looking forward to. And yeah, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
Spy
Oh, boy.
Family. What? Yeah, some hard
Yeah, I hope
hitters.
you liked it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let us know which ones you're actually hyped for. And that's it. Yeah. Keep watching anime.
Thanks for joining us.
Play Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
I'm not being paid to say this, so
Yeah.
I wish
Just
I would.
fans. Oh, I know, I wish.
But yeah, keep watching anime. We'll see
Yep.
you next time.
Yeah.
Matane.
Matane.